Thank you so much for your time. In this session, we're going to be leveraging the Sprinkler Listening Insights module and displaying how we can use an existing dashboard or any that you create and filter that dashboard down to the specific set of data that you require based on leveraging any existing topics or themes that have been created previously or that you've recently requested to be set up. Something important to keep in mind here is we'll be going back and calling on topics that we discussed in the introduction training. So if you've not watched that, please make sure to do so as a quick refresher. So let's go ahead and navigate to the Sprinkler platform. So first, we're going to start off with looking at topics. So as you'll remember was mentioned, topics are essentially how we create the overall pool of data that we want to review. So in this particular example and context, we're going to look at all of the mentions of some specific whiskey brands. So I've searched the topics that exist today in the environment, and these are the 5 that I would actually like to look at. So in this example, we're going to leverage the topics for these 5 brands of whiskey, and that these are the topics that are going to pull in any possible mention of one of those brand names. In addition, we can also leverage themes to further analyze the data and drill down into the specific piece of information that we want. So in today's example, we're going to highlight if and when any of these brands are mentioned in the context of drinks popular in the country of Brazil. So if I go down to this existing theme that exists today in the environment, I can simply navigate. I can see that it's Brazil drinks. If I edit it just to show you an example of how a theme can be leveraged, here you'll see all the keywords that are used to identify any of the drinks that are common or popular in the country of Brazil. So by knowing which topics and themes I'd like to leverage for my data set, I can now navigate to a dashboard. So in this particular example, we've got an existing dashboard that right now is looking at just the number of mentions in the last 30 days for Jack Daniels. So we can change that time scale if we'd like, but we'll go ahead and leave it for these last 30 days. As I had mentioned, we want to leverage the data across all of the brands. So if I go to the topics filter, I can now see here are the additional brands that I'd like to include. So as I select the remaining 4, I hit apply, and now I've got the full population of social mentions across all of these brands. So if I clicked in on content as an example, or on sentiment, right, what we'll see here is aggregate values across all the mentions across all 5 of these brands. Because as we had mentioned in the example, what we actually want is to understand all of the mentions across these brands that are specific to drinks in the country of Brazil. So to do that, we're going to add an additional filter leveraging that existing theme that we had previously looked at. So if I search for themes, I can select that, and then I search for the particular theme that I want to leverage. I select this, and once I apply this filter, we'll see the number of mentions go down from the 135,000 to the number that mentions any of those drinks identified in that theme. So if I want to drill down into this particular conversation stream, look at sentiment, anything like that, here's where we'll now see mentions of any whiskey brand along with drinks popular in the country of Brazil. So this is how we can leverage the combination of both topics and themes within the environment to drill down into the specific data that's most important to us. If you have any further questions or need any themes or topics created, please reference these training and support sources and links and materials and guides, and reach out to the appropriate team in order to get those created for yourself and to meet your objectives. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.